As every Star Wars fan knows, the lightsaber is a weapon of a civilized age, one that requires skill, patience, and finesse to wield effectively. But there comes a time when you've got to put finesse by the wayside and go into beast mode. Time to take a look at the Scorpion from Ultrasabers, right here on the Chronicles. Friends and neighbors, how are we doing? So good to have you here. Hope your day is going well. Hope your evening is going well whenever you're watching this. Jedi Phoenix with you here as always. And as I always say, if you are new to the Chronicles, I bid you welcome. Please make sure you subscribe if you like what you see and help this channel grow. That way you don't miss out on anything. For this video, we have this bulldozer of a saber. The Crimson Scorpion. Give you a good look at it. I gotta really adjust my my stance here for this one. As you can see, this is one beast of a saber. And I say that in a good way because this saber really is awesome. I don't think this is based on anyone's particularly held in canon. I think this is an original design. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. But I had originally ordered the regular Scorpion, which was the black hilt, but I ended up switching to Crimson Scorpion because the original Scorpion was going to be on back order for the next 8 weeks or so, and this was after I had already waited, a few months for it. So I figured, you know what? Why not add a little bit of color to my arsenal? And I went with a Crimson. So, from the base of the pommel to the tip of the emitter, we've got about 15 inches or so, as I measured it. The claw adds about an extra 4.5 inches, roughly. So you're looking at probably 19 or so inches of saber here. The claw is optional. Alright? So you can get this without the claw if you wish. But for me personally, the claw is one of the attractions of the saber. I mean, come on. Seriously, look at this thing. Not sharp. There's no sharp edges here. I mean, if you accidentally hit somebody with this, they'll be having a bad day. When I unbox this, I joke about how even with the blade out of it, I could keep this by my bed for home defense. If someone busts in the middle of the night, just start swinging this thing around. For this one, I have a 40-inch blade in here because the blade sits about 4.5 inches in. If you measure from the LED to the top of the emitter. So you lose a good amount of blade length when you install it in this thing. And you might want to keep that in mind. So I went with a 40-inch because I figured, normally I go for 36 inches for the sabers. But I thought for a 40-inch it would fit well. And I think it does. This is not really a saber for spinning. I mean, if you probably could, if you were brazen enough. I really don't think it is that kind of saber myself. Very ideal for a two-hand grip because of the length. But if you're a big guy, I'm not exactly a small fry myself. You can get away with a one-hand grip when you swing this around. And like I said, this is just a bulldozer. You don't go for finesse with this one. If you really want to really go to a duel and go to town on your opponent, this is a saber for you. For the color, I got Bane's Heart, which is more of a magenta blade than the regular red. Somehow it fits, I think. I really couldn't see myself going for a blue or green, seeing as how those are associated with the Jedi. This is not really a Jedi hilt. This definitely has a dark Jedi feel to it. Pommel, I always have to show that off. And I will unmute this in a minute so you can see how loud it is. The emitter, of course, has the claw, so it's not really grip friendly. The rest of the hilt, though, is pretty clean. You know, you've got, there is your AV switch here, but it doesn't protrude enough that you're going to jam your hand up. So let me unmute this.
Confirmed.
There we go. Silver flash on this one. I love that claw. Like I said, I know you can get it without the claw, but I don't know. Usual obsidian crisp sound. One note about the emitter. Someone had left a comment on my unboxing video about if you can remove it. I know on the website it says it's MHS compatible, meaning that the pommel and the emitter can both be taken off. The pommel can be removed very easily. The emitter, I am not so sure. And it might be because I've got the claw on here. It is bolted in here with screws. And I think you could remove the claw, but you would have to remove the blade and go inside the emitter with a decent enough Allen wrench. At least I think it would be an Allen wrench. I can't get a good look at the screws to know for sure. But it would be a little awkward, I think, to really get in there. And the emitter itself, even if you don't have the claw on it, I don't think the emitter is really removable unless you take this apart, because I did notice there is a screw here that might be holding the emitter in place. Those of you who might have one of these without the claw, maybe you know better than I as far as the removal of the emitter, if it's possible. But I don't think that it is. So might be better off leaving this one alone rather than messing around with it. Unless you absolutely know what you're doing. I know there are some of you out there. So I don't have the confidence in myself to go messing around with this. So I'll just leave this as it is. What else can I tell you? That's pretty much it I have to say. There is a double window look to it, both here and here. So you've got that extra glow. And there are two, let me shut this down, hold on a minute. Okay. There are two retention screws on either side of where the claw goes that hold the blade in place. And because the blade goes down so far and with the two screws, this is pretty secure. You know, I haven't had a problem with this. And I've swung this around pretty hard. I usually, my 16-year-old and I spar quite a bit. And I haven't had a problem with this. So that's one of the good things about Ultrasabers hilts, I think, is that, you know, I've never had a problem with these as far as dueling. And this one's pretty sturdy. So, but that will do it for this edition of the Chronicles. Like, comment, subscribe, find me on Instagram. Link will be in the description. As always, be good, be well, be safe, be happy.